Camden National Bank is celebrating 150 years of supporting the communities of Maine and New Hampshire. And it's all thanks to you. From one location in Camden to 72 banking centers today, our journey has only been possible because of your trust and loyalty. One thing that remains constant is our commitment to giving back, from supporting local businesses at Autumn Gold in Ellsworth, sponsoring the Seaside series in Stonington, to helping the elderly at Acadia Senior College. We're grateful to have this vibrant community be part of our story. And thank you to our partners, Downeast Famous, that's celebrating the people who make this region so special. Here's to the next 150 years together.
Welcome to the Downeast Famous podcast. I'm your host, April Shaw-Beaudoin, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, the talented hospitality entrepreneur, Jena Young. And we are so excited to be chatting today with Kelly Corson of the Travelin Lobster in Bar Harbor. When Jena and I were thinking about who did we want to have on the podcast, we made a list of our dream guests, and then we also sourced it publicly and said, who do you want to hear from? And over and over and over again, Kelly Corson from the Travelin Lobster.
Oh, goodness.
So
the pressure's on, Kelly.
The pressure is on. Thank you so much for being here today. I think that I understand that it's you and your husband, that Philip, that co-own the Travelin Lobster, and that it has been in your family for generations. Is that true?
Yeah, with a twist. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So back in the 70s, his family had a house down on a lower Rodick Street. And so his dad would fish, and his mom at the time worked at the Jackson Lab, and they had 6 kids in the family. So they would come home after school and after work, and they would cook lobsters at night that his dad brought in. And tourists would come, take the lobsters and just leave with them. So that's sort of how the Traveling Lobster name came about. So when we were kind of pondering around with me sort of starting, I'd then worked at the hospital for many years. I worked at the housing authority here locally, a few different nonprofits. And I got to the point where I was just sort of ready for a change. So I said, I'd like to sort of redo that wheel a little bit. Like, I want to try it because he's a 3rd-generation lobsterman. So that's sort of, I said it makes sense to keep the name just to respect of the family and the generations that fished in the family. So we kept the name and just kind of started redoing it. So when we started the Lobster Pound in Town Hill, it was probably quite similar to that. We were just doing like simple lobster dinners and stuff. And customers really sort of created our menu. Like, they would come in and, do you have lobster rolls? And I'm like, no, I'm not ready yet. I just want to cook lobsters. And so our whole progression just sort of like, it blew up. And I mean, I said I would never own a restaurant. For sure. That was not in my cards, not anything I ever dreamed of doing. And it kind of created itself. So yeah, that's sort of how we got started. And
how many years is that now since you made that decision? Like, we're going to
so we are in our 10th season. So we're celebrating 10 years.
Wow,
yeah. So it's a great milestone.
One thing that I admire so much about what you've created is that you are continually reinvesting in your business. You can see that from the road when you go by, that it may have started small, like you said.
Super tiny.
But it's grown and grown and grown. The parking space has grown. The seating space has grown. The menu has grown. What has that been like, that steady growth over all of these years?
I think that's made me certainly more comfortable with it. Like, I'm not a big risk taker at all. So the baby steps have always been super important to me. And I have to say, since I brought my son on board a couple years ago after he graduated from college, I mean, he's like the fire. He's like, Mom, we got to do this. And he's got great ideas. So just a couple years ago, we extended the bar and started the raw bar. So we do oysters and different towers with raw seafood. And I was like, I don't know, it just seems like it's going to be, we'll never find anyone that can shuck an oyster. Like, what are we going to, and it's just one of those things where you just sort of create it. And then it's like, I've got all these, I'll come shuck oysters. Like, I love shucking oysters. So that's been good for me because I have a lot of control, a lot of issues controlling. And I've had to sort of been like, okay, let's dabble in it. Let's see if it'll work. And it's just worked.
Well, Jeff and I
Right.
always joke as business partners that he's the gas and I'm the brakes.
Yeah.
And it sounds
Mhm.
that really
Right. Yes,
is helpful
yes.
because if we were all gas or all brakes, it wouldn't
Right.
work. But between you and your son, Nick, you
Yeah.
have the gas and the brakes.
Yes, I would say we've hit it. Yes. Yes.
It works. And
It does.
it takes all kinds to do that.
It does.
So Phil catches the lobster
Yeah. Mhm.
and brings it in, and then it's prepared there.
Yes.
And it's served. I want to be really
Yes.
clear with listeners
Yes.
that that's unique
Yes.
and special.
Yes. Yeah.
What would you say? Obviously, that's part of it, but what would you say is the key to the success of Travelin Lobster?
I mean, I have to say it's him.
Yeah.
And I say that because he will get up at 3:30 in the morning. He fishes until early afternoon, goes home, takes a quick power nap, and he's back there by 4:00 in the afternoon.
Wow.
And he's engaging with customers. He's showing them lobstering. He's showing them the gauges. So it's that sort of like unique thing that I always think of it as is an experience for customers because he loves talking about the industry and sharing about lobstering. And I mean, he's even taken customers out on the boat. I mean, he's just really great like that. So, and our customers will come back every year and we've developed, friendships. And so that's super special.
Right.
That, he's so passionate about it that he loves to share it too.
It sounds like he's so proud of what you all have created as well.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really want through our podcasts with Downeast Famous and what I've done in the Mid-Coast with Camden Famous is to not only let listeners and the audience who are both local and from away get to know what it is to have a business in Downeast, Maine, but what are the hardships that you can face as a seasonal business in Downeast, Maine? And let's talk about lobstering. Has it been good this year?
I can't say it actually has. He's been I can always mid-July, he'll start sending me pictures because he's always so proud of his catch. And I haven't gotten any of those pictures yet. It's the end of August. So it hasn't been great. It was a terrible spring. The weather was horrible. And it just hasn't been, I would say, probably one of the worst seasons so far that I can really think of. But, he's fortunate enough where we own a couple of businesses and he's bringing in his fresh catch every day. So we're able to make up some of the profit that way. So it's a good resource for him to bring them to me and I'll cook them.
Yeah. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Yes. Great.
So, yeah.
How many lobsters does he do it by lobsters or by the pound of lobsters? How many does he normally bring in over a course of the
So
summer?
we've
Do you
gotten,
know?
so we're sort of rehearsed where we know, we'll need we fill up bins in our walk-in and he'll go in and he knows I said to him the other day, I said, it's been 10 years and not once a season have I had to say to you, I need 60 pound and a halves today. I need 100 pound and a quarters. And he's like, I feel like he's like, I got it this year. So that's been, he's investing himself finally.
Yeah.
So it's been great. So he's been sort of monitoring that and taking care of that part of it. But
what feedback do you hear the most from customers? Is there a common thread behind
it's just the
feedback?
freshness. They're like, never tasted a lobster like this before. And why do your lobsters always taste so different? And I mean, it's the only thing I can really say is that, he brings in the catch and they're cooked and they're super fresh. They haven't been sitting around for a few days. They're right from the ocean. And
So unique.
they make it makes a difference.
It does make a difference. And then as you found success and you found your stride in Town Hill with Travelin Lobster, you decided to expand and open a takeout spot here in Bar Harbor. What are some of the surprises that came along with that shift?
Again, another push from my son.
Yeah.
I had a friend that purchased a property on Main Street, and she called me one day and she's like, guess what? And I said, what? She's like, I've got a great opportunity for you. And I was like, what? And she's like, what do you think about she's like, do you want to rent it? Do you want to, I was like, it's hard to say no to something like that because it's a primo spot. So there wasn't a lot of, we sort of replicated it when I was like, oh, I can remember when I first opened Town Hill. I just had the little breakfast skillet on the shelf, and I toasted up buns, and we mixed lobster rolls. I said, we can sort of replicate what we had when we first started.
So you took it back.
We took it back.
Took it back to the grassroots. Yes. It is a great location. That's called Frenchman Bay Takeout.
Frenchman Bay lobster rolls.
Frenchman Bay lobster rolls.
So we're mainly just lobster rolls, picnic style. Come and place your order, take a beeper, come back and get your order, take a blanket, and go across to the park and just sit. And I mean, it's the best view in town.
Nothing
right?
better.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Right next to Agamemnon Park.
Yes.
Yeah. Overlooking the water.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. You're right. You couldn't pass on that.
No.
Even if you didn't feel ready, you had to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. So the same freshness that you get in Town Hill, but right in Bar Harbor, right downtown.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For the one in Town Hill, I went to it a couple of weeks ago. And do you serve drinks at the bar as well?
So that was another push I had last fall. Like, I have a super Caroline's my bartender. She's been managing the bar for me for a year. And she just sort of pushed me last year. She's like, I think we're ready. Like, let's go for a full liquor license. So, yeah, we're doing fancy cocktails now and, full bar service. And,
And you also have music, live music?
Yeah. We, 3 or 4 nights a week, we do music 5 to 7. Some local, probably same, I think, similar to the Annex, some of the same performers that you guys have been having.
Yeah.
That have been bopping around Bar Harbor. So, yeah, that's been fun.
So in the last year, since you added drinks and now you have live music from 5 to 7, how have you seen that increase your business?
Well, the bar itself is super busy. And definitely people have been lingering longer and just really enjoying the cocktails and the music. And so it's kept people around a little bit longer, for sure.
Do you think it's attracted more locals?
Yes. And in fact, we started doing music bingo on Saturday nights, which we winter in Florida. And there's a lot of music bingo around down there. So we do that with a group of friends. And I was like, I want to do this when I go back. Like, it will be so much fun. So we started doing that on Saturday nights. And the local crowd that's been coming for that has been wonderful.
How does musical bingo work?
So there's an app, and then you download the bingo cards. So there's like 70s bingo, and there's country bingo. And so you get the bingo cards, and then it will play that song under the number. And if the song is under the number, you double it. So we've gotten some great prizes that we give out for gifts and T-shirts from the business and stuff. Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah. Karaoke a couple nights.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Obviously, owning a small business comes with so many challenges, but what's your favorite part about being a small business owner?
I think it's just, what's the saying? There's a saying about, like, if you love your job, it never seems like a day of work or whatever. I can't remember how that saying goes.
Like, do what you love and you'll never work another day.
Yeah. And it's been like that. I mean, we have a great crew. I have a lot of, local kids that start their first jobs at 14 with me. And then I have a lot of, moms and dads that it's their second job. They come at 3:30 and take over, a night shift. And my crew, all the parents of the kids, when the kids go back to college, they're hopping in and working shifts. So that part of it has been, it's a sense of community. It's a sense of they're invested. There's an enjoyment of seeing, I think, a locally small business run by a family and helping to support that. They find it's important. They have my back. So that part of it's been
Sounds
rewarding.
fulfilling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more about Town Hill, because it's having a moment. I feel like Town Hill is really growing or has been growing really
Yeah.
cool businesses out there.
Yeah.
What's it like to be one of those businesses on that, what's it called, a thoroughfare where people are coming through?
Yeah.
And the businesses in Town Hill give it so many opportunities to stop.
Yeah. A lot of customers will they'll drive by and they've seen the line and they haven't really heard about us, and they'll be like, well, there was a line, so
Totally.
we have to come back
Yeah.
and check it out. So there's that, because there's a lot of traffic that goes through there, and there's great businesses. And Frost Farms also just celebrating their 10-year anniversary too. So Frosty and I started at about the same time. So it's been fun to have those two businesses next door to each other.
Female-owned
Yeah,
businesses, family-owned
yeah,
businesses, a lot of quality out there.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
it's quiet, It might be a busy road, but it's also, it's a quiet sort of getaway from downtown, just to have a break from the craziness of downtown Far Harbor. Sometimes it's nice.
You mentioned the line that will form. Your business is run very efficiently. So even when there's a line, people should still stand in it. It moves really quickly. But do you have any tips for people who want to come to Travelin Lobster? Are there times to avoid? Are there any tips that you have?
Yeah. I mean, there's that lull always, I think, between 3 and 5. I mean, it's pretty decently always pretty quiet between there. So that's a good time, that sort of happy hour time. And sometimes we'll do happy hour specials too, just to spruce up the business during that time. The line is long sometimes, but I don't think I've ever had a customer, I keep a pretty good eye on it. And I think, a 15 to 30 minute wait sometimes in that line, but we've sped it up. We've gotten we're had to get a POS system, which I was fighting tooth and nail about. So that made all the changes. And now we've got our kitchen printers and everything. So things do move pretty quick. The bar, okay, here's the secret.
Okay.
If you just want to come and skip the line, if there's bar seats, you come and sit and we'll full service you.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for, Kelly.
Yes.
These are the tips that our listeners need. So good. I can't wait to get out there.
Yeah.
On a really busy day, how many lobster rolls do you sell in July?
Let's see. So I can gauge it by I would say close to 400 to 500 lobster rolls. But there's all sizes of lobster rolls. So we do a mini slider lobster roll, and then we have a small lobster roll, and then we have our ginormous lobster roll. So
How big is that ginormous lobster roll?
I tell customers it's equivalent to about 2 lobsters.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's really full. When you bring, there's nothing, rewarding. Okay, here it is. You bring a meal out to a customer, and the customer does the wow factor and takes the phone out.
This is like a Downeast fajita, like when they bring up the sizzling fajitas.
Yes.
And everyone looks.
I love that. That makes me so happy.
Of course
It's
it does.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The phone comes out. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years since you've been running the business, what sticks out to you as something you're the most proud of?
I think our growth, because I told my husband when I wanted to do this, is that the land there was for sale. I said, okay. I came home one day. I had been driving by it. The land got posted for about a week, and I kept thinking to myself, it was just a small little commercial piece of land. I came home one day. I said, I want to do it. I want to take that leap. Give me a year. If it completely fails, well, I'll just sell it and then I'll go back to work. And he's always a cheerleader. He's like, absolutely, go for it. We were going to have to go get private insurance now. I mean, all those things you worry about when you still have little kids and stuff. I was like, we're going to do it. So I did it. And I think I ended the season and I might have made $20,000 or something. And I was like, it's okay. We didn't lose money. And then, well, let's talk about the fire. So then my business burns in March.
Oh.
Yeah. after our first season, we were in Florida and we get a call that there's a fire and it has burnt to the ground. There was like a lightning strike or something. It was horrible. And I was like, had so many blood, sweat, and tears in that, just getting the business up and running for the first year. I was like, you know what, that could be the sign right there. He's like, no, you're not gonna. He's like, we're gonna do it again. So we did. Luckily, we had good insurance, and insurance hired somebody to put it back up for us and have to do any of that anymore. And we were back up and running by Memorial Day. And that Memorial Day weekend, I remember that it was the first time I had a line, and that line looped around. And we always say to the oak tree, that's a point where it's like almost in the other parking lot. And then we're like, oh my God, like we got to do something. And I can remember that Memorial Day weekend, the line went to the oak tree, and he said, we did it. We're going to be all right. And every season is just busier. Like, it germinates, right? Mm-hmm. Like I feel like we're there finally. Like and also for this season, it's been the first season that I have felt like, like finding that balance too. Like when you own a business, and I have 3 grandbabies that are, 2 hours away, and finding that balance where I can actually go visit the kids, and I know everything's going to be okay back at the 2 businesses, and have great employees, and they know what Kelly would like to see go out of the kitchen, and what is like. I have a couple of my food runners I have, and everyone jokes with them in the kitchen, but they'll say, you need to put like a couple more pieces on that lobster roll, because she would not be happy with that. Right. So that's they've got my back.
Sounds like you have a good team.
We do. They're so great.
That's great.
Yeah. And is your son the manager then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't clear on that.
Yep. He's the manager. Then we have a bar manager. So, and then we all kind of rotate. I said, I think rotating is important. That way you don't get stagnant either. So I'll rotate everyone once in a while. And because Town Hill's got its own flavor, and then downtown Bar Harbor's got its own sort of flavor. So
looking ahead, what is your hope for the Travelin Lobster?
My hope is that it doesn't take that 30-year hiatus again. When I say, okay, I'm done, that, the family will keep it going. I mean, that would be my ultimate goal.
It sounds like you're well on your way.
Yeah. And I feel like my son, Nick's like, he's loving it. Mm-hmm. He's young, 24. He's got lots of energy, lots of ideas. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does.
Right.
Like, yeah.
It sounds like you're creating a legacy or something that will be passed on. Yeah. At least that's the hope for it.
Yeah, for sure.
How about your hope for the larger area, for MDI as a whole? Mm-hmm. It's changing all the time. Mm-hmm. Do you have thoughts on where you'd like to see that go?
I was thinking the other day, I can remember just sort of growing up here, and we're all like, everyone, like if you were acting naughty, like you were downtown, they knew who to call, they knew who your mom and dad was. And sometimes I think about Bar Harbor and how it has changed over the last 30 years or so. And I think that we're losing some of that. With, my 2 of my kids have moved away and have no interest of coming back. I mean, that part of it is, to me, that's sad, because I born and raised here, but to be able to keep some of the, I think about Nick, and he loves the island. And he has roots here. He's built a house, and he's very business minded and wants to do good by the community. He coaches youth baseball and other sports through the Acadia Sports Program, and he's invested, and to be able to inspire, I think, and keep that going with kids, so they stay here and they keep businesses running. I think it's really important. I would love to see more of that. Locally owned businesses, super important.
Right.
So
yeah, well, we're really glad that you were here to shed light on your experience as a small business owner in this really beautiful place. That's
Yeah.
so special, and so many
Mhm.
people come to visit. We like to finish with a lightning round. Are you up for that? I'll ask you a few quick questions.
Sure.
You just answer with the first thing that comes to
Yeah,
mind.
first
Really?
thing that comes
Oh
to mind.
gosh. Okay, guys, let's go.
It's nothing too deep. As an expert in this field, what is the best way to eat lobster?
With your hands.
With your hands?
Get dirty.
Like a boiled lobster or lobster roll?
What's that?
Like a boiled lobster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like get messy, right?
in there.
That's yeah.
Eat it
Yeah.
on the beach, make a mess.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
What's your favorite season on MDI?
The fall.
The fall. Why do you love that?
Well, for various, like, because I know that there's a quiet time starting to come. But I mean, even driving here this morning, I don't get out a whole lot, but driving on the Eagle Lake, we've got some early changers happening already with the leaves. And there's just something, it's just like, I think it starts getting cold and we start nesting a little bit more. And after such a busy season, it brings some,
So
the
cozy.
light is at the end of the tunnel, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is one local business that you admire?
Yours.
What? I wasn't leading you into that. Well, thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. What's one word to describe yourself?
Courageous,
Mhm. One word to describe Phil.
chatty.
Everyone needs to go in and see him and get
Yes.
a taste of that. That's so great. Okay, last lightning round question. What's one word to describe Travelin Lobster as a business?
Growing.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the best word.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on today. I know our audience is going to be so excited to learn more about you, and they're going to be ready to get messy and come down and eat some of your lobster. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yes, thanks.